I didn't want to write this book. And what I mean by that is, I am a policy analyst by training, political scientist originally, sort of working in the space of American politics, but a policy analyst by training, and including in areas related to school choice, but also more generally on issues all over sort of the education policy spectrum. And the sort of most recent chunk of my career before, say, 2022 or so, was really devoted to what folks understand in our world as the evidence movement in education, to sort of trying to use data and evidence to inform public policy. And by those standards, by that kind of background, through that background, vouchers had really kind of died from an empirical standpoint around 2018, 2019 or so. And it was well understood in the research community that vouchers, especially the bigger and the more recent voucher systems, had not only failed to produce results for kids and families, but had done so in a pretty remarkable, almost unprecedented way for a public program. And yet, they have been more recently thriving again as sort of a policy spread phenomenon, mostly in red states, but out there in the world. As I say in the book, I had kind of moved on professionally from this issue area, and I believe the field had. And it wasn't really until the beginning of 2022 when I got a call early in 2022 from NBC News asking me to comment on a new voucher system that was being proposed in Michigan, in my state, by organizations associated with Betsy DeVos. And my first reaction was sort of, why are we even having this conversation? uh, Even this research center that Shannon mentioned that I remained part of the board of directors on, at that time we really weren't working. This was R&D Center for the U.S. Department of Ed. We weren't really working on voucher questions. It was charter schools. It was open enrollment. It was parent preferences in general, but it really wasn't vouchers, and that was reflecting the evidence base at the time when we started that project. So, what the book set out to do is answer this question. Okay, uh, if vouchers have shown some of the worst results on record on any research question, the history of education research, which they have, it's really debatable. Why are we in this moment? And the answer that I kind of come to is, why are we talking about book bans? Why is Trump researching again? And why are we talking about where kids go to the bathroom in public schools? It is part of a larger political moment that we're in, and vouchers are just one of those political uh, uh, sort of reflections of that moment.